welcome everyone. Happy New Year's to everybody. Welcome here to Virgin Islands Chess. How's it going, guys? It's Colin, your host, your instructor, your operator, Virgin Islands Chess online tutorials and video lessons, guys. Here we go. Another virtual game. My opponent here, Isaac from California, playing with the white pieces, and he's a good player. He's a good player from California, and he wanted a challenge. This was a rated FIDE online arena game. And let's see, so d4 was played and d5. Just responding with d5 in this game, guys. Let's get right into it, okay? Bishop f4, this is the London system. Or, yeah, d4, d5, bishop f4, so we have the London on the board. And knight to c6, just developing. e3 played by my opponent, and bishop to f5, so now mirroring the dark squared bishop for Team White. Bishop to d3, okay, so instead of bishop to d3, the best move was either knight f3 or knight from b to d2. Okay, but instead, after my opponent played e3, now we see bishop to d3. Now, guys, without scanning the notation, find the best move for black. What is black supposed to do not theoretically, but in actuality? You're just supposed to capture one time, okay? Because after the queen captures here, for Team White, you're actually just gaining more time to develop. And then after, let's say, White develops, let's say with like knight to f3, you have e6. And now after castles, you know, now you can play bishop to d6, and now you're forcing an exchange of bishops, right? So in this case now, if bishop captures, okay, queen captures, and then knight from b to d2, shorter long castles, h6 is fine here, maybe rook to c1, and short castles, and we just have a very even chess game here, guys. Okay, very even chess game. So, instead of all of that, queen to d7 was the move, guys, played by myself here. Okay, so not capturing here. I didn't want to go for a very even game. I wanted to spice things up a little bit for my opponent and not just sort of give him what he wanted, playing from California. Knight f3 here now played by my opponent as a continuation, so he did not go for this line where bishop captures and then queen captures. He went just for a developing move, which is fine, nice and easy, knight to f3 as it does. And now after knight to f3, guys, capturing the bishop. So here we go now, let's go. Bishop captures, queen captures, and knight to b4. Knight to b4 played by myself now, attacking the white queen on d3. Evading the attack with queen to c3 and also attacking the knight now. So that's why e6 was played. Now the dark squared bishop on that diagonal has that knight protected, but now a3. Knight drops back to its starting to develop its square at c6 after the attack from the a3 pawn. And then my opponent just castled short. Okay, so knight to f6 now, played by myself, developing the kingside knight, kingside horse for f6. And knight from b to d2, the best move in the position. Knight from b to d2 is best because it defends this square that the knight could hop to go to e4 to just attack that white queen, excuse me. Not king, guys, that's a queen. So knight from b to d2, and now knight to h5. Okay, now knight to h5 is a little misbehaved. It's a little too early. Guys, that was a mistake played by myself, by your instructor. Find a better move. Okay, the best move in this position was just bishop to d6, as we pointed out earlier. Bishop to d6 was by far the best move, but instead we saw knight to h5. So kind of a question mark. And now knight to e5. Right, so before, guys, I was defending, and now I'm attacking the dark squared bishop. And now, after my opponent plays knight to e5, now what, guys? Can we spot really the only best continuation? Guys, my black queen here is under attack. If you were playing here as black, you would have a black queen under attack. What should you do? The knight is also attacked. Right, guys, the best move is just to capture. You're basically forced to capture here on e5. That's what white's telling you. You have to capture. And after bishop captures, now let's find the best move for black. Okay, now not... Yeah, right. Now playing knight to d6. That's best. Okay, knight to d6 is best. And after knight to d6, we can see captures, captures. And then yeah, the game can continue. How about just something like maybe g4 attacking the knight, and the best square for the knight is obviously f6. And if white goes for this counter gambit with f4, you could play g6, and after this, maybe takes with the rook, and white has to be careful here because now the check is coming. And in this position, white should probably just play the move king to h1, and then yeah, we have a real game of chess here on our hands now, guys, because after this knight goes to g4, there's a mating square there, and how to defend, right? Right, something like this. Okay, we get the point, guys. Okay, and that would be a really, really exciting game there. So instead of all that, guys and girls, we just saw knight to f3 played by my opponent, and no captures on e5, no bishops were exchanged, but now f6, guys, and f6 got me in a lot of trouble with black. Okay, don't play f6 here with black if you ever reach this position in your own personal chess games. But let's continue anyway. Queen capture. Okay, so now the bishops are exchanged on d6, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of coming from like 4 or 5 different directions here. I'm trying to educate us the best we can for U.S. Virgin Islands chess tutorials and virtual instructionals. Here we go, guys. Let's go. Queen to b3 and g5. So queen to b3, guys. Okay, without looking at the notation, I'm going to quiz everyone now. We're almost 7 minutes in here in this really exciting chess game. Very exciting U.S. Virgin Islands chess. Guys, find the best move for white. Undoubtedly, the best move for white in this position is just g4, guys. Can we find a square for this black knight? Can we find a square for it? Well, it's saying, okay, the only square is f4 is best. Pawn captures, queen captures. Yes, black is now threatening a check here, but I believe that that's easily defensible with a move like just f3 here. But I guess complications can come if you play something like h5 in this position. And maybe it's not so clear. I mean, is white even forced to take here? That's a whole nother line. But we could check that out later. As we see, white is up a minor piece, but black has a serious threatening attack, it looks like, on that king side. And white's pieces are still so far away from the action. So instead, guys, after queen to b3 was played, I said, okay, well, you can capture. I told my opponent, yeah, you can go ahead and capture that b7 pawn at your will, because it turns out, guys, that this is actually a poison pawn. But what we mean by poison pawn is that if it's captured, that means that there are devastating consequences for the opposition that made that choice. So here, guys, I castled in the short, best move. And now g4 attacking my knight. Now the best move in the position was just to get the knight out of the way. But then again, if you did that, you would allow the queen to escape. So in this position, guys, find the best move for black. Find the best move for black in this position, U.S. Virgin Islands chess. Find the best move for black. Yes, guys, if you found rook from f to b8, that is the best move, guys. There is no safe square for that queen. There is no safe square. My opponent ended up playing the best move in this position, guys, according to this Fritz engine. And yes, it's queen captures on a8 because it has no place to go. That was a b7 poison pawn. The queen had no lanes to move back to. This d4 pawn covered by this e3 pawn was just cutting off that queen disgustingly. Now, white has a rook and a knight for a queen, and black is +1 in terms of value, material value in this position, guys. Very exciting game, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for participating. This was a very important game that I wanted to show everyone in the London system how to combat with black pieces, right? As I do so normally, I show you guys how to defeat whites in so many of these FIDE Arena videos. Queen's dropping back to f8 for obvious reasons in this position, guys and girls. Obviously, I'm going after the h5 pawn. There's no way to defend it. And although in terms of material value now here in this part of the game, black is only +1. But as we see after queen to g4 check, this and c6 now backing up these center pawns. So now if white captures, okay, first f3, queen has a very safe square there on h4, guys, and then after queen gets out of the way and tucks herself in a corner, e takes on d5, and now e takes on d5, and everything's okay. Black has just way too much. It's just going to harass that king on that h1 square. That's why I started to bring my black king into the game here. After shifting that rook over to e8, rook captures. Well, it wasn't best to capture here, guys. The best move was just to swing the other rook. And after captures, captures. And then, yeah, I'm just pushing this pawn here. Takes, takes. Now the rook is under attack, and black is completely winning, and white is hopeless and unachieved in this London system. So let's go back to what happened in the game now. And yes, we saw captures and king e8. And now knight to b3. Knight to b3 was a good move. Now, as we mentioned before, bringing the queen forward here, guys, and causing problems with the check. King moves up the board. Rook slides over to attack my black queen. Checking the king again. Checking again on e4. And guys, why do I keep checking and harassing the king here? It's because I have pawns here that need to advance. And this is exactly what I played. I played the move f5 here. Got it? And f5's great. After knight to b7 now. Wow, guys, can we find the square that that black was going for here? Yeah. So if you end up playing a move like f4 in this position, well, gotcha. There's a royal fork there, and the queen falls, and now the game is over. White is completely won. So we did not see that in the game. In the match, rather, we just saw more checks. Seeing this fork, spotting it from a mile away. King to c7 played by myself. Knight to c5. Throwing up another check. King h1. King h1 going in the corner again. f4. Rook e1. King b6. Attacking that knight. Knight goes to d3. Queen f3 check. King to g1. And now just picking up the horse of course here on d3. And I think that we can stop here, ladies and gentlemen. We're about 12 and a half minutes in. I want to thank everyone for participating and watching U.S. Virgin Islands Chess at Home and Abroad. Everyone. Very, very special game here with the London system. Again, how to dismantle and how to artistically and technically meander our way through the defense of Team Black in order to conquer the London system, whoever's doing it with the white pieces, right? So maybe we'll have another game in the future where we see the London system from the white side. I'll make sure to play d4, bishop f4. Anyways, guys, this was your host signing off now, Colin Heim. Operator with U.S. Virgin Islands Chess, guys. U.S. Virgin Islands Expansion Project 2021. Go, go, go. Let's go, guys. A lot of fun stuff coming in the future. Everyone take care, and I hope to see everyone on the other side. And take care, and bye-bye for now.